All right, let's try this again. Maybe not the ice cream portion. That ice cream has been eaten and long ago melted. The black sesame seeds dripping down my fingers, but we'll take it from the top like we weren't already in Little Tokyo. Make sure I've not left anything on the block I was sitting at. Thank you guys if you've come back. Thank you if you're joining for the first time. We're in Little Tokyo in downtown Los Angeles. We just went to Somi Somi. I have to say it was so. I think it didn't quite live up to the excitement that I thought it was going to have. Mostly because I've been eating a lot of soft serve lately, and at Boom Sam on Western, hey Markia, I guess we just wanted to like hide the credit card portion, or I'm going to blur that out. I did finish the ice cream. We do have I do have two custard fish in my backpack though for bringing home. So we're going to walk, this is going to be a repeat for some of you, but the first time for others. This is the JACCC, which is really lovely, actually. We've walked over here before. Right on the other side of that wall is the loveliest, like, little Zen garden spot. So the Cultural and Community Center is right here. They do have a lot of events. Looks like they're setting up for one right now. Let's go into the little Tokyo Village, but I think we're going to come at it from a different angle this time. So, Somi Somi is right over here on the right. I was kind of excited that they didn't have too long of a line. So I really like the fish cone. It was like I think just to review this for if you're new, like a less sweet Madeleine, but then it was like cut open and stuffed with sort of ice cream, a Korean ice cream. I got milk flavor, which was slightly vanilla-esque, but really it just tasted like a sweet milk, which is similar to the flavor that we had at Bumsam. But the Bumsam, maybe the sweetness was just a little more amplified. So, my review, meh. I think it would have been a lot of sweet, been a lot of nicer if I'd never gone and had always been imagining it. I will definitely not be eating any sushi today. The closest to any type of fish I eat would be the ice cream I ate on the prior stream, which was shaped like a fish. Ouch. Ouch. I just bumped into a parking meter. Pretty busy down here today. Actually, when we first walked in, it didn't feel that busy. Yeah, we just wanted to go back and blur that little bit of credit card that showed. So I'll put the ice cream part up. But you guys, I couldn't have possibly waited to eat that because it was melting in my hands. So I finished it. Black sesame, the milk flavor. It was pretty good. It wasn't as great as some of the soft serve that we've had recently. So far, the two shops on Western that we go to. Oh my God, I almost had a mental nervous breakdown. 2 days in a row, one microphone and then one accidental credit card. That actually was Joe's credit card and not mine. I have both in my pocket. If it had been mine, I probably wouldn't have cared as much. So thank you, Joe, for the ice cream today. Well, then I went back on in the same stream for like 10 minutes. Joe made it private from home. I thought he just like hid that one particular stream, so I went back on the same stream, and it was private, so you guys couldn't find it. And that's when I ate the ice cream. So I'll put the ice cream, the part where I eat the ice cream, back up. I don't know what that emoji means, Joe. So, Sumi Sumi was okay. It wasn't fantastic. I like the graham cracker crust that they put on the ice cream. The ice cream flavor was pretty good, kind of plain milk flavor, which I usually love stuff like that, but eh. The ice cream that we get at, I forgot the name of the place, on Western is about $8, and it's much better, creamier. And then the ice cream that we get at Somi Somi is about $8, and it's also like out of this world. I feel like I've seen Somi Somi in like every mall in California, and I see people walking around with that all the time. And then I saw those on TikTok, I think. Oh, great, here we go. I'm gonna start dropping things out of my bag because I'm looking for something. Oh, that was me. I wanna carry a different Labubu in my back pocket every day. I think that would be really cool. I don't really know where they came from. I just all of a sudden saw them. All right. I'm just trying to. So let's walk back through the plaza. We are gonna just make like that walk never happened and enjoy a little Tokyo today. Oh my gosh. If you were here for the last video, see how many of these people are still sitting here. I haven't seen any familiar people. There, she's eating a somi somi in a cup. Maybe that was the trick. I should have gotten it in a cup to fully enjoy eating it. It was really dripping down my fingers. Kind of reminded me of eating an orange. I hate to eat oranges. Oh my gosh. Nope, you're not seeing things. That's an angel.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I'm talking about the issue.
I'm talking about. Hiya. I don't know what any of that was. Oh, look, this is a whole little Tokyo mall. Little Akihabara. It's very video game centric. There you go. We'll walk through slower. I wonder how many these people have made it to the front of this line. Those prizes are lame. Let's go out this way. We went out that way last time. I've never walked this way before. We're usually on the other street. Ooh. Smells very fresh. Tons of somi trash everywhere. I've actually never walked up here. Actually, I've walked up here, just never up there. Oh, thank you so much, Simple User. That's awesome. Woo! Flowers. Actually, hearts. I gotta remember to turn those butterflies off. Butterflies and sparkles. So I don't really want to miss out on any of our fun walk because now this is like 2 videos. So I might make sure we've done a complete circle. There's Somi again. We'll go back to Weller Court. There must be some event schedule down here and a bunch of people got out of something because it is a little bit busier than it was before.
Even knowing anything about it happening until we were here.
They really cleaned up Weller Court, actually. This was pretty heftily spray painted. We'll only use your stage name. It's so weird. This is like the first time I've been here that fence is not there. Should I go swimming in it? Maybe I should just get a second ice cream. You cannot tell me that does not look really great. Kimmy Jimmel, that's who I would be. Remember when we had NASA before SpaceX? I'm not gonna really get a second ice cream. I'm just gonna go to the donut place. I think that that'll cheer me up. Oh, we love Dutch. I wish New York was still called New Amsterdam. The Netherlands is one of my favorite countries to visit. Wow, I just saw my reflection, and you probably did too. Maybe not an ice cream today. Another one. This area is really kind of cute, actually, and we've walked through it before. It's much cleaner now that they've removed this. There's like a kind of a wall over there before, and it made this area really secluded feeling. You should. Luckily, it's not a lot of hills. I will say, out of all of the countries that I've ever visited, I found the Dutch people to be the friendliest. And also most helpful. Besides Canadians. Hey, Cecilia. We'll replay me eating the ice cream later. I kind of flubbed and showed part of my credit card, so we had to snip that guy off. So since we're already down here, let's go. We visited Little Tokyo. Let's just go see what's happening by City Hall. I really don't want to go up too close because it's hot. Another cement park. Actually, let's go this way. The thing is, the credit card thing is, the funny thing is I literally brought $10 cash because I thought an ice cream with some graham cracker crumbs on it would be like 10 or $8. And then I could, you know, $2 plus a couple singles for a tip, right? And use your card because I didn't have enough cash. How hot is it on the East Coast? Still really hot? I've been sort of wrapped up in, Washington, D.C. a little bit today. I stopped paying attention to the weather. Let's see. These are sister cities of Los Angeles. Oh, sorry. So sorry. Why wouldn't you pass me on the left? It was very nice, though. All right. Only 5,750 miles to Berlin. We got a lot of sisters. I Fun fact, I've never heard of some of those cities before. I'm not going to tell you which ones because I don't want to embarrass myself. But Bordeaux, Berlin, those are real cities? Just kidding. I'm thinking I can't stop imagining it. I think I could just stay on the road forever, going from different soft serve to soft serve spot. Anybody doing anything fun on the 4th of July? Again, as I mentioned on one of the 3 streams I did today. Yes, that's right, 3. I'm gonna cross the street. I'm staying home with doggles. One of my favorite German words is fart, F-A-H-R-T. I remember that in class being a crack up for everybody. Well, that's actually not one of my favorite German words. All right. This is one of those plots of land that's probably been vacant for 40 years. Right ahead of me. I can't remember anything being here in the whole time that I've lived here. So let's go downtown. My biggest wish would be to get out of the city, because in my neighborhood, I have to say, it is crazy. The fireworks are just insane. Because this is such a beautiful kind of view, we're gonna just walk down this way and then cross the street over here. I always love seeing City Hall reflected in the police station. Just the fact that somebody thought to do that when they were building it, not for any particular patriotic reason. But it's almost makes the building look like it's not there, or part of the building. I have to say, Punish Nomad, it has been a little quieter. I feel like instead of the constant fireworks, there's like 1 or 2 really loud ones every night. I will walk on the 5th of July morning and take pictures of what the sidewalk looks like in my neighborhood. It is like firecracker paper everywhere. Firecracker paper. I'm like 100 years old. Just like firework paper everywhere. I don't know who came up with words Inland Empire, but it sounds absolutely magical, I thought, when I first lived here. Inland Empire and Antelope Valley, those just sound magnificent. I don't know Antelope Valley from a hole in the head, but hole in the wall, but it still sounds really nice. But Inland Empire, sounds more magical than it is, but there's a lot of great stuff in the Inland Empire. I'm not dissing it. I feel like that might be a similar case on 4th of July also. I think like the lower middle class and the city people all blow the fireworks out. Absolutely not. And we'll be the first to watch you, or first to subscribe. So I picked my name because there's a song from like 1982 where the lady talks about how where the band, they sing about how nobody walks in LA. Everybody drives a car. It's a little cooler than I'm making it sound. But that lady is from New England, and I'm also from New England, and she was kind of like a local hero growing up. I love that song. I actually love her. She is pretty effing cool. Um, a little out there, but like a solid music history. Impressive, solid music history. These little weird rickshaw things, I'm not really sure what else to call them, are kind of odd and don't feel particularly safe in this city, except they're driving on the sidewalk. Dale Bozio. When I was a teenager, before it was old enough to drink, I remember being pretty smashed in Boston, in Kenmore Square, and I had to say that with a Boston accent, in Kenmore Square, and there she was, like on the sidewalk, talking to somebody, and I didn't really know it was her, and I was like, oh my gosh, you look just like Dale Bozio. And she said, I am Dale Bozio, with her Methuen accent. I'm gonna cross the street now. Look, it's a bus. It's a charter bus. They do have those in Venice Beach, but they seem to belong a little more in Venice Beach instead of the city sidewalk. It feels like they're going to the Biltmore and back to Little Tokyo. So when I saw the guy from Smashing Pumpkins interview with her, it just reminded me of like her rock history, which is pretty cool and impressive. They weren't just like a weird 1980s new wave band that faded into obscurity. Yeah, I have only watched one interview with Billy Corrigan of his podcast, and that was the one. And I think I watched it just because it kept coming up. Shorts kept coming up on it. It's crazy. They are totally LA, and I always thought of them as totally Massachusetts because she's from Methuen. I'm not Methuen, but somewhere in Massachusetts, like the northeast part of it. Lynn, Methuen, Method. Not Medford, though. Or method, as people used to say. Mascanti. Excuse Excuse me. I'm definitely not on the shady side of the street. I remember Wendy O. Williams, not to be confused with Wendy Williams, but I remember her. She and Del Bozio were kind of stylistically the same. Wendy was definitely punk. I mean, the Plasmatics were punk, 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 punk. I just remember the duct tape. I mean, they were really doing stuff before people did it. From watching that Billy Corgan interview with Del Bozio, I didn't realize how, from the sound to the look to the outfits, like how influential they really were, even if they weren't a really acknowledged band any longer. We're behind the Bradbury now. I'll have to check it out. The worst part about going on walks is when I get home, my apartment is warmer than the outside, and usually I feel like we never would have to put the air conditioner on if I didn't ever walk outside. Yeah, we can walk into the Bradbury. In fact, we'll do it. We've done it before. I was going to walk in last time. I said, it looks locked, but then two guys came in right after me and walked in. And then I felt stupid. So I'll do it this time. The security guard was super nice last time. Let's hope it's two's the charm. I'm going to the red light. That lady almost hit me because she needs to get to the red light. Sorry, that's why I said, are you going to the red light? So from the back, it doesn't really look that special, the Bradbury. And from the outside, it looks special. But what's inside of this building is kind of amazing. That's El Pollo Loco. It's very fancy. It's a 4-star El Pollo Loco. They have waitresses there. And $9.99 quesadilla combos. I'm kidding about the waitresses, but not about the combos. $1 Million Theater. And then let's see if they're letting people in today or if I got here too late. Anything could happen. Or if I can just take a real quick peek. You're welcome. A really fun elevator shaft. I love the mail chute, although I hate getting mail. It's so cool in the fact that they always let you in and zero attitude. It's the same security guard that was here last time, and they're just like, hi. It's a pretty amazing building. The first time I was ever actually inside of it was on this live stream, because there are times I've tried to go before and it hadn't been open. Let's poke through our good friend, the Grand Central Market. I'm trying to work up an appetite for a second soft serve. Just kidding. I really did see my reflection, and I feel like I've been eating too much ice cream lately. This is a one-way street where both of the cars at the red light have their right directional on to turn right. Just very easy to do downtown, I gotta tell you. I remember a couple times I came around a corner downtown really fast and was driving the wrong direction on a one-way street. The time I remember best, I pulled around a corner and there was a bunch of people on a sidewalk cafe and my windows were down and I screamed, "What the?" Anyway. I definitely burn off the ice cream, but I still think certain things, no matter how much you exercise, will sit on your body. And dairy, I just feel like gives me, I don't know. I might save a Donnie, I'm sure that's short for donuts, for tomorrow. I'm gonna live stream around 11 for a couple hours. It is not as hot or busy here as it usually is. Oh. Guys, we're eating like a tray of fries that looked pretty insane. I'll slow down so you can check out these people's food. It's hot in the middle. Roast and go. I'm not really sure what we're getting for dinner yet. Last night we made tacos, and I made them barbacoa style, except barbacoa, let's use that term loosely, because we didn't barbecue them. So we did them with a barbacoa sauce in the pressure cooker. So good. And I made enough to have them for 2 nights in a row. But unfortunately, we left the pot out on the stove when we went to bed. So we have to come up with a dinner for tonight. But I think I'm just going to get another roast and do the same thing, because I have a bunch. I bought 2 jars of this sauce. It was so good. The one thing I will say is that we should have shredded the meat, and we didn't. We just cut it into strips. I should have left it in big chunk size. You could also do this with vegan, with that, what is it, monk fruit? No, monk fruit is the sugar. What is that? There's like a fruit or something that you can shred up. I've eaten it a ton of times, especially as like shredded barbecue stuff. Hey, Wally World, you're confused. Confused about what? "5,000 miles of storm drain channels in Los Angeles. It's the distance from LA to New York and back again. Shoveled in the 1920s and 1930s by workers paid $1 a day." Wow. $1 a day to dig a tunnel. No thanks. Oh, gotcha. I don't know if I can ever help you with the time. It's almost midnight, the witching hour. Yeah, I try to come on earlier, like before 12, like would be my dream, but I usually end up 1 or later. I actually thought this summer I would be going on a lot later because it was going to be really hot, but it hasn't been especially, no offense, sorry, East Coasters, I'm really sorry. It hasn't really been especially hot yet. We've got a couple days that were in the 90s, but I think the one day that was in the 90s, I didn't even stream. It was like a Monday or something. Sorry, Hotel Clark. I don't know anything about the Hotel Clark, but I saw a movie where the lights on the sign are lit up. It was probably The Exiles. And it was the same sign, which actually this sign has sort of modern sensibility to me. Hotel Clark. It's tough, really, in Europe when it gets that hot because the lack of air conditioning. And air conditioning is really tough too because if you're in a city where it's hot and everybody's just blowing their air conditioning, that just really adds to the heat. We gotta figure this out, man. I feel like going into a building that I've never been in before, so I've got my eyes peeled since we're breaking the rules. Should we try to? So let's put a pin in. I am going to walk through. I'm going to walk through the Biltmore. Not today, but soon. Beautiful Pershing Square. I'm sure there's a song. Do you have air conditioning? Like when I lived in Boston, I could not have lived without air conditioning, even though you only need it like once or twice. One or 2 months, I mean, a year. When it was needed, it was really, really needed. August usually. I will tell you, there's a fan that we bought, the second one. It's called the Wind Machine, and it literally is like a cyclone of wind. And it was like $39.99. Super cheap. It's the second one we bought. It's also made in the USA, if that's your thing. I think the last one we got was not made in the USA. We will make like some kind of tortilla soup and throw hard taco shells into it. It's actually like an accidental tortilla soup. I think it's when we make chili, like the day 3 of the chili. It's like the broth that's left over. I make a real gringo chili with a broth. So there's something on YouTube called Community, and I really haven't explored it yet, but I think that people can put pictures up in that community. It would be fun to share maybe like the members sort of version pictures there. I'll look into it and maybe I'll let you know what I find out tomorrow. Word up. Cameo. Somehow I'm on the hotter side of the street again. I am gonna cross up here if I can. Actually, let's walk through here versus waiting at the light. Ooh. There are all sorts of like, I feel like videos where you can make an air filter or an air conditioner on YouTube with a fan and like a, I don't know, a block of ice. Yeah, the cone was very cute, actually. And the cone was very tasty. The ice cream was very plain, which I also kind of liked, but they could have like upped the sweetness a little bit. And then I got black sesame seed paste inside, and that was a little overwhelming for the flavor of the ice cream. I don't know, it might have gone better with something else, but it was enjoyable. I wouldn't wait in line for it. Hey, puppy. Look, it's the Alexandria. It looks different today than it did the other day. So the shops and stuff close pretty early downtown. Like LA is an early city, like goes to bed early city. So prior to this, probably these restaurants were open till 9. Now, I think after the protests, they might have just started closing at 7. But I also could be really wrong. I'm never down here at night. I'm only ever down here in the afternoon.
You're right.
Oh, sorry. Okay, screaming anything at somebody on the sidewalk makes me jump. So if you're screaming at me that you're to the right, I'm gonna move to the right and you're gonna hit me. I love sour cream. A lot. I went to last night. I dropped Joe off at the studio, and then I got the groceries to make dinner. I went to Vaughn's, which is a grocery store I usually don't go to. It's kind of like a Ralph's or a Safeway. It's like in that ilk, like a huge chain. And it's so discombobulating to go to a grocery store that you usually don't go to that I, of course, forgot 3 things. And then also that's a really expensive grocery store, so I probably spent $20 more. Joe, sour cream. Joe, I don't know, Joe doesn't scare me often. That's really fun. You can see the old Clifton sign. Let's see if you can see the old Clifton sign. There it is. There, it's even closer. Back to normal. Let me see if I did. I did. All right. Hey, I want to take a second to thank my members. I haven't done that today. I've been so bonkers about other things. Thank you, members. I really cannot thank you enough for your support. I really do enjoy making fun videos for you. If you have any video ideas or something you want to see, definitely leave me a message under a member's video and I'll go for it. I do plan on visiting Sherman Oaks, so not a worry. But any other little thing, if Sherman Oaks would be a live stream, any other little thing that you might want me to check out, let me know. The three big things I want to do. One is the Huntington Garden that I've been talking about on and off for a while. The other is we want to go to Catalina on stream. And then the third is we want to stay at one of these haunted hotels. Walk in East LA. I was in Boyle Heights a couple of weeks ago, but I am happy to go back to part of East LA, maybe even Central LA. I don't think it's as dangerous as it used to be. It looks like this whole building is empty. Except for the Burlington Coat Factory. I currently have a not walking in LA hat on because I've like sweat marked my walking in LA hat so much that I just really can't wear it in public representing myself. Yard work, it's all right. So I'm wearing like it's Appalachian Trail hat. So it just says AT on it and it really looks like a ranger hat, like a forest ranger. I'm gonna peek through here, see what we can see. Nothing, it's never opened. Clifton's. I would say just get the one with the little logo. It's lovely. Nobody can really figure out what it is until they get up close to it. It just looks like a stop sign or a parking sign. I really loved khaki until I got that all sweated up. But also, like, I think whatever skin stuff I use on my face, I've had this problem before. It like, once I sweat, it changes, it like bleaches out color. So I have a couple of black and a navy hat also. And my forehead sweat has like changed the color. So there's like, it almost looks like it's bleached it. No matter how expensive or inexpensive. That's why I like the khaki. It made the green stand out. I felt like it was also, looked like a uniform though. Like a Boy Scout, Cub Scout. Oh, that's really cool. I should get a graffiti artist to do my logo. Like an 80s style break into Electric Boogaloo spray paint dealy. I watched Break Into Electric Boogaloo a couple years ago. Yeah. Definitely was the better of the two break-in movies, I have to say. The story had heart. It felt like it was a little about Bunker Hill. I only put that together right now. They were trying to like save the they were trying to save the rec center in the movie. I kind of loved it. Kayaki, khaki, khaki. Did I say khaki? I said khaki. Khaki? Cocky. I hate when people say cocky because it sounds like caca. I don't have a Minnesota accent when I say khaki, 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 khaki. I'm really not, or nor have I ever lived in Minnesota, but some things I say like I came from there. This is MedMen, very expensive. I think we've seen that guy like 4 times. There's the Globe Theater. I'm into my afternoon ums now. I think it's probably like, it said 7 days, but it took, when I ordered it took like 5 days. Just 5. It came earlier than I thought it was going to. I will check Supermach. But it's easy to get to Schiphol. I feel like also Amsterdam is one of the easiest countries to fly into. And no, Amsterdam's not a country, sorry. Airport. I thought it was Harlem. I'm kidding. I was just remembering that airport that I've flown into was the one, the Schiphol. Schiphol. Also, I remember that in the 90s, there was a really cool website for that airport. I will check it out. Thank you so much. One of the oldest bars in Los Angeles right there. Also one of the oldest buildings. It's really just also easy to get to and from. I remember going to Heathrow and hating it, or also having to leave Charles de Gaulle and hating it. I think Orly I also flew into, and that wasn't that bad. Hotel Bristol, where you check in and never check out. I'm gonna get hit. No, that Whole Foods is open, but I think it's not as big as it used to be. So it used to, I think, be on both sides of this building. Now it's just this end. There's also a weird Ralph's down here somewhere, and I find it weird that I've never bumped into it. Or maybe this Whole Foods used to be the Ralph's. I went to I guess I wasn't so young, but a Young Democrats party down here, and I just remember their apartment was across the street from a Ralph's. Excuse me. They're huge, but they're all just in like this one little concentrated area. So when you're, it kind of reminds me of Boston in a way, but when you're driving to Boston, you just see like the sprock of skyscrapers. That's how I feel when you're driving to LA too, from out of the town. You just see this like sprock of buildings. I don't know what the word sprock means, but we're going to use that anyway. It's kind of like Oz. I really hope we can cross the street. One Wilshire. Don't cut the wires. The communications to Asia for the whole West Coast. Communications hub. The scariest traffic I've ever been in is Egypt. I don't think the car or the taxi that I was in should have been legal to drive because there was literally carbon monoxide coming in from the rusty bottom. But in addition, people drive crazy in Egypt. And I'm not dissing the Egyptian people. They just have a way of driving. I feel like my vision of the Netherlands also is a lot nicer than it probably is. Hey, Vince. It might be like the. No, please don't. I always felt like it was a very, very liberal country, and the Netherlands, and something that I would aspire the United States to be like. In regard that when I was there, I would just see all kinds of races of people. The way we do see them in the United States just kind of seemed a little more well balanced than here. I can't explain it. I can't quite put it into words, but I never thought they had a hard right. My experience is also they're very friendly. Like, I have taken many a train from Amsterdam to other parts of Europe, and usually will end up, if you start in Amsterdam, you've got a new Dutch friend within 4 hours. Like, I'm American, and so I definitely talk too much, but I'm not a typical American. This guy, that the first time I got to ride with a Dutch person on the train, I think they spoke and talked way more broadly than I did. Very nice. Also, we love the language. I find it really easy to kind of understand because it seems similar to English a lot, actually, or German, which was the language I took in high school. I've heard of it. Aachen. Okay. So I think most of those words I could translate. Lots of pins. That music was very uplifting. I don't know if you could hear it. It sounds like it's too old to be copywritten. I wish they put the same thought in the street lamps all over. These are so vintage and cool. And then there's those. Oh my god, look, it's a Taco Bell. A fancy Taco Bell. Oh, it's perfect. I would have never guessed you didn't speak it. You haven't said anything backwards at all. I was saying to Joseph this morning something about German language, and I was like, I know the words, but if I were to say something, somebody could understand me, but I probably wouldn't be putting them in the right order any longer. Example, I remember reading a Peanuts cartoon in German, and the only line I remember from the cartoon was Ich muss, Mutti sagt, ich muss Hand waschen und essen kommen, which in English translates to I must wash hands and eat cum. Of course, thought it was funny, but like I would probably do stupid things like that in German. Say the right words, but in the wrong order. So this is the Intercontinental. We'd like to talk about the observation deck here. I've yet to go. Well, what was the word that I was like, if somebody asked me how to say that word in German, I could not. It was like people's party. It was something to do with probably Hitler and President Trump, to be honest with you. So I cannot understand people speaking German unless they're from the north, or they speak German as a second language. Isn't that kind of weird? I only understand like northern German. I lived in Austria and I could never understand ever what they were saying. It was even longer than a Volksparty. Like I can't remember what the word. It was like 3 German words, and it was. I can't remember what the story. It was the 2 ladies from Oklahoma who were talking about now the president is saying he wants to get rid of people who ruin the culture of America. Of course, we know. Different America now, too, it looks like. There's Bavarian cream donut, but I wonder what Bavarian ice cream would be, a custard. There's 3 girls across the street, and they like, keep posing because they think they're in my shot, but they're not. Should I show you? Kinda. I thought we learned some history lessons, you know? I'm not a huge beer lover, but I think I like Italian beer. Must be because I'm a little Italian, right? Amaretti. I also love Newcastle. I'm a regular culture club. Ooh, I also like like the Kirin beer. I like that too. The thing with beer is I really enjoy like the first third of the bottle, and then when the carbonation starts to dissipate, same thing with like a can of Diet Coke. When the carbonation starts to I guess dissipate is the best word I could use. Like, I don't like the flavor as much. Oh, also Belgian beers. There's like this, I forget, it's a Trappist Abbey Monk Ale. Shh. It's a French name though, because you know the Belgian, right? Chimois. That used to be really good also. I think it's Chimois. Hey, lady. I also like the fact that the Belgian beer comes in a giant bottle and it's like a beer that you would split with somebody. Or you can recork it. So my haunted hotel stay will not include this for sure. I doubt this hotel is haunted, except for maybe by the ghost of the Bunker Hill that's not there anymore. So I also like the Trappist Abbey Monk or whatever Monk Ale had a really nice story too, and maybe that's the Chimois or it's a different kind, but like when the beer is doing something, they open the windows so like the flower pollen can flow in. I can't remember what story I told when I sold that. Well, Lady Mystery is allowed to have a salty day. We all do. Whoa. A little tribute to bears. Hope you can see that. That's I've never seen that before. Ooh, look at the elevator go up. I think I would hate that elevator ride. They shouldn't be so cranky. At least they're sitting in air conditioning. I don't know where you would go if I was in a wheelchair right now. This sidewalk is pretty... That's a terrible pass. I cannot imagine being in that elevator while it was moving, actually. I might not actually hate that elevator compared to some of the other height things that plague me. Now, if the elevator was inside of this building, though, one of these buildings, I might struggle. Most of these are office buildings, but I think a lot of them, the newer buildings you see are office buildings. The occupancy rate is pretty low in downtown LA though. So a lot of them aren't even full. I think it's been that way since the 90s or early 2000s. There are lots of unused space down here. I'm mostly trying to stick to the shady part. Mostly. But Just another thing a simple user, like 1950s, 1940s, none of this was here. This whole area was old wooden buildings, Victorian houses that they tore down to build this bright new city. It's a pretty sad story. They mostly took the property by eminent domain and declared this whole entire area a slum, and then razed everything. And the only two buildings that were going to survive burned down mysteriously before they could be repaired. So the whole area was erased. And it was not a very loved area, so there's not a lot of photographs of it. Kind of sad. So the library building actually was here, but the library burnt down. And I don't remember when, but like in the last 25 years. And so all we're looking at is like sort of a facade, and the library is inside. It's very kind of modern. It's a shame. There are two neighborhoods that I know of where they did that in Los Angeles. One is Chavez Ravine, and the other was Bunker Hill. Um, I mentioned this movie a lot, but if you want to see a sad, slow burner movie about what life was like here in the 50s and 60s, there's a movie, a documentary called The Exiles. Um, and it is heartbreaking, but really slow burn heartbreaking. Let's walk through the library. Ever since I realized I can do this, I want to do it all the time. Also, it's air conditioned. A beautiful. Let's see what we got. There's just some apartment buildings down here, but there's not a lot of residents around here any longer. It's let's go to the escalator elevator because we're missing. So old part, and then new part is over here. My live status indicator turned off. Ooh. This is one thing I love about libraries. These are all Los Angeles pictures. Oh, thank you so much, Giuseppe. Let me send you some fireworks. Woo! I'm just being quiet because I'm in a library. Oh, thank you so much. Really, 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 really means a lot. I love black and white photography. Some of these are from Budapest, Hungary, and some are from Los Angeles, Mexico. Same as it ever was. This guy looks like an actor. It's David Alfaro Siguero's Budapest, Hungary, 1971. Los Angeles, California. Pretty cool stuff. And then I guess that was the photographer, because that's Luis Garza. Cool. They're really cool. I'm sorry. So I don't know where it explains what this stuff is. This is sort of the atrium in the new section. So this is all like the new portion of the library. I love an atrium. In case you didn't notice. And I think the bottom is just the digital stuff. So let's look straight up as we exit. It's really weirdly modern in the way that it's modern and almost dated. But the modern part of it is not that old. But there's some really clever pieces. I think those ridiculous benches with the high backs don't look very comfortable. But unlike your library, those benches are a gift of Gregory Peck. Let's see if the Gregory Peck Literary Endowment Donor Walk. Oh, I wish we could go out there. Huh? All right, we're gonna go out through the Maguire Garden, which we've already kind of walked up to before as we were entering. I love how they've also got larger prints over here. Bank AmeriCard. Make it rain donuts. Ooh, there's a store. Pickleball. I've never played pickleball. I don't get it. I'm gonna... And what a view the library gets. They had some really nice tote bags in the gift shop. I did notice that. Oh my God, yes, you guys, if you're here for the first time, we usually have streams that don't stop 3 or 4 times or have sound mostly throughout. So if you've joined us for the first time today or yesterday, sorry. But please like and subscribe. It's like an algorithmic hug. And it really does help the channel. Thank you, BD. And I'm really bad at reminding people to do it, but I'm not bad at thanking my members for their support. So let me do that right now. I like to do that 2 or 3 times. I make videos and try to post them by midnight on Tuesday, sometimes 12:09, sometimes Thursday, depending on how poorly an editing job I'm doing. But I hope to expand that a little more, so check out the memberships. Free hugs from the algorithm. The algorithm does throw me a bone every once in a while. I mean, we were in Santa Monica and Venice on Sunday, right? That had 3,200 views. My things usually we get like 1,000 when it all is said and done, like 500 to 1,000. But that was really magical. So magical that the next day I went somewhere else and used that same picture. Accidentally. All right, you guys. Combined, this was the length of my normal stream. I am going to go back and take the credit card information out of that and put it back up. So if you missed the ice cream portion, you just go all the way to the end. I have to say, if you're in the vicinity of Somi, I would give it a shot. I did like it. I wouldn't say it was the best soft serve that I've had ever or in a while. Again, that goes to Boom Sam, our new favorite soft serve spot on Western. Hey, Deborah. If you guys are just joining late, I'll be on again tomorrow, probably noonish time, a little bit earlier, so I can get my streaming out of the way and try to get some dog Xanax. I'm joking. I'm gonna stop and get some CBD for my dog. He just hates the fireworks. I've given it to him before, but unfortunately, the kind that I usually get, they don't sell at Petco, so I'm going to have to... Thank you so much. I'm going to edit it pretty quickly. Joseph put it on private for now. I think my one concern in the moment... Sorry, I'm just trying to give that guy a little space. My one concern in the moment always is that I'm like filming the person behind the counter, and I really hate doing that because if I were behind the counter, I would probably be jealous and envious that I wasn't out with a camera filming people, and so I would not want to be filmed. And Joe just sugar daddied that ice cream. So we're going to cross Wilshire. I'm going to go to 7th, which is 1 block over. I'm going to take a right. I'm going to hop on the train, go home, go to Petco, see if I can get some dog trankies, meaning CBD, and then try to have a little bit of fun before I join you tomorrow. Thank you guys so much. Really, thanks for the donations. There is an option to blur in YouTube. I've done it before. One time there was a naked person in the video on the corner, and I went back and blurred them out. Another time we went back and blurred something out. I just do that through YouTube. So everybody in Europe, go to bed. It's midnight. Everybody on the East Coast, eat your dinner. It's time. And if you're out of ideas, Cecilia's got some for you. If you're in California, What a shitty day today was, right? Not for California, but for the country. Um, but if you're in California, thank God. I don't know what I meant by that. If you're in California, you get the whole night ahead of you. That's what I meant, because it's early here still. Have a really awesome, happy 3rd of July. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much. And hey, Deborah, you'll have to see the snack. It was a little earlier, but we'll get a snack tomorrow too. We don't want a snack fail. Melted, how are you? Melted ice cream all between my fingers. So me. Anyway, have an awesome day. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Thank you so much. See ya. Or maybe I will never not.